flips are easy. So obviously that's easy for me to say because I do them a lot, but trust me, I wouldn't lie to you, flips are extremely easy. I mean, let's just break down the back flip. You jump, tuck into a ball, and land. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. The front flip. You jump, you tuck, and you land. With the side flip, you jump, you tuck, you land. Are you noticing a pattern here? When you break down every flip, it's actually extremely easy. Now, I'm not saying all flips are easy, because not all flips are easy. I can promise you, though, the flips are all flips. This works for all flips in the world. All flips are way scarier than they actually are hard. So look at the back flip. A lot of people think the back flip is really hard. It's actually not, though. It's very easy. Like I said earlier, you jump, you tuck into a ball, and you land. You don't even have to do it well. You don't even have to jump that high. You don't have to tuck into that tight of a ball, but you can still do one. So the point in this video, I'm going to try to help you get over the fear of flips, or at least talk to you about why you really shouldn't be that scared of flips. Because honestly, the only thing you have to fear is fear itself. So something you need to realize when it comes to flipping, it's all in your head. You may think that on the backflip you're gonna jump up and you're gonna bail and you're gonna land on your neck and you're gonna die. Okay, there's probably like a 0.01% chance of that actually happening if you don't bail. With all flips in the world, just don't bail. That's literally the key. The key to doing a flip at least somewhat decent is don't bail. If you don't bail, you're not gonna get hurt. The worst that's really going to happen, as long as you don't bail, is you're just going to land it kind of crappy and it just won't look super clean. Don't psych yourself out of a flip, okay? Don't be running the scenario through your head that you're going to go into the flip and you're going to mess it up and you're going to fail. In fact, do the exact opposite. Okay, trust me when I say that running through a scenario in your head where you're doing the flip and you're doing it right and it works really well, okay, that helps a lot. That makes it so much easier to learn because you're basically convincing your brain that that's how it's going to turn out if you do try the flip. But at the same time, be careful, because there's always this little part of you, at least for me, there's always this little part in the back of my head that knows whether I can actually, like, physically do the flip, or if I'm just being scared. If I know that I'm just not ready for the flip, I'm not going to try it, but if I know that I'm just being super scared, I'm going to at least go for it. I think it's very important to understand the difference between those two, that way you know whether you should try a flip or not. Another thing I recommend for getting over the fear of flips is a trampoline. Trampolines are amazing, seriously. I mean, I know they can be expensive, they can be a couple $100s, but if you can get the money to get a trampoline, go for it. 100%, I completely recommend it. I mean, you don't have to get like a 20-foot by 20-foot trampoline. As long as you have like a moderately sized trampoline, it'll help you out so much. Okay, trampolines make learning flips a million times easier because you can perfect your technique on the trampoline, you can get over the fear of going upside down, and you're way more comfortable doing the actual flip. So then when you do it on land, it's not as foreign to you. Another tip I have for getting over the fear of flips is finding a gym near you. Look for a gymnastics gym. You can just Google gymnastics gyms near me. And you want to look for one that has open gym. So when gymnastics gyms have open gym, basically the entire gym is obviously open, hence the name open gym. Most gymnastics gyms have, spring floors and foam pits and, cool stuff like that. And those are extremely useful, especially spring floors. Okay, if you can find a gym that has open gym, okay, usually you pay some amount of money, and then you just have free roam over the gym. You can use whatever you want. You can use all the equipment, and if they have a spring floor, go for that. Spring floors are amazing because it's kind of like a trampoline, only you don't have this crazy like unrealistic bounce, and it makes learning flips on solid ground so much easier, even easier than the trampoline because. The trampoline gives you this huge bounce, and obviously you don't have it on the ground. But if you're really good at doing flips on a spring floor, it makes it a lot more comfortable when you're doing it on solid ground. One other thing you can do is buy a crash mat. Crash mats can be kind of surprisingly expensive. I mean, I've seen one, I actually can't remember the price right now, but I remember it was at least $100, and they can probably be upwards of that. Crash mats are awesome because you can do flips, and you don't have to worry about getting hurt, or at least getting hurt as much as you would if you were doing it on solid ground. You can do tons of flips onto the crash mat, and then once you feel super comfortable with that, you can just take the crash mat away and do the flip. If you can't get a crash mat, then you can just get like an old mattress or even some pillows that you don't use, just anything that's like cushy, that way you can flip onto it and you're not going to get as hurt. So something I really recommend is watching multiple tutorials on the same flip. So obviously you want to start with my tutorial, because everyone knows that my tutorials are the best tutorials. But after you watch mine, I highly recommend you go watch someone else's too, because different people might cover different aspects of the flip that the previous person didn't cover, and it'll make a lot more sense to you. And some people explain things in ways that are a lot easier to understand than other people will. So when you watch multiple tutorials, you're going to get a lot of different perspectives on the flip, and it makes it way easier to learn because you'll end up getting a lot more information than you would if you would have just watched one tutorial. So, the last tip I have is finding someone in real life with experience. Or even over social media. If you're doing a flip and maybe you can do a flip or you're just really struggling or something, okay, if you know someone that's willing to help people, that you know can do that flip, go ahead and shoot them a message or something, and I'm sure they'll be more than willing to help you out. Especially me. If you ever have like any flip advice, like I'm on Instagram, this is actually my name right here. So yeah, you can go check me out on Instagram. If you have like any questions at all on flips, you can always hit me up there and I'll be sure to respond to you. But if you can find someone in real life that has experience with a flip, that would be great. Because then they can actually stand there, they can spot you, which if you don't know what spotting is, they basically put their hand on your back, and they basically just like guide you along the flip, and they make sure that you don't land on your head. Also, they can give you some advice real time, because when you watch a video, that's pre-recorded, that's not live, so you can't like talk to that person, but when you find someone in real life that has experience, you're actually going to be able to talk to that person, and it makes everything way easier. And that person that you're talking to, they've been in the same situation as you, okay? They weren't born knowing how to flip, believe it or not. Okay, they've had to get over the fear as well, so they know exactly how you feel, and I'm sure they're going to know how to help you get around the fear because they've had to experience the same situation themselves. Anyway, this is it for my tutorial on how to get over the fear of flips. I hope any of these tips helped you out. If they did, please drop a like. Please be sure to subscribe for more content, and I will see you next time.